name is Rachel, and I'm a really proud brand ambassador and what's known as a regional vice president with the company Arbonne. So the Thrive program is a program that we run in partnership with Arbonne. So I've been partnered with the brand now for 12 years. And it has been a brand in this program, especially, that has been a huge part of me transforming my own health, especially over the last 6 years. And I'm going to share a bit about my experience and journey, with the program and really how it really changed things for me, and how it helped me to truly understand what feeling good in my body actually felt like. And especially as a busy mum of two, I genuinely am like way more healthy today, as a mum of two than I was before I had kids. So I think so many women think that when they have children that it means that they can't prioritize their health, but actually I believe it's the complete opposite. Like, I believe more than ever when we become mothers that, this is the exact reason why we want to put our health and our well-being on the top list of priorities. Because I know for me, prior to doing this program and really choosing to prioritize my health, I was depleted. I felt burned out in my energy. And what that meant is I didn't show up as the version of me that I wanted to be for my family. So whether you're a parent or not, and you're on this call tonight or you're watching the playback, I believe that health is the highest form of wealth. And I know for me, when I'm not prioritizing my health, all the other facets of my life that are important to me suffer. So for me to show up as the businesswoman and leader that I want to show up as in my business, my health, has to be a priority. When I want to show up as the best version of me with my children and have the energy to be able to play with them and, just juggle all the things that we do as mothers. So health really is important. And the same thing when it comes to the way that I want to show up in my relationship with my friends. So health truly is the highest form of wealth. So I don't know if you knew this, but did you know that around 95% of what we actually do is driven by our subconscious mind? So, for example, we wake up, we put the kettle on, we brush our teeth, usually in the same pattern every single morning. We drive to work. How often have you driven somewhere on your commute to work or somewhere that you drive to every single day? For me, that's the school run. And half the time, like, we don't even think about how we're doing it. Now, there's two routes for me to get to school. And often the kids will say to me, can we go the other route today? And before I know it, I go down the same route that I always pick, even though I know that I'm going to hit the traffic on that route. Like, my subconscious mind, it's like you're on autopilot. So this is automatic for most of us. So this is where we arrive at a destination, we realize we can't even remember the journey. And this is how deeply wired our habits are. They're wired within us. So when you look at someone who has it all together, they exercise regularly, they seem really disciplined, they don't struggle with their weight, they have endless amounts of energy, no signs of inflammation or digestive issues, their skin's glowing, their eyes are glowing. It's so easy to think that these people are just naturally like that and they just glide about life. They are naturally so healthy when it comes to their diet and food, and they just have the most amount of discipline and willpower. And maybe they were born that way. But the truth is, and this has very much been my own personal journey, it's just because they're now working off a different blueprint system that they have built through consistency and time. So I want you to know that 6 years ago, the version of me before the Thrive program was not all of these things. Now, if people look at me today, they will see someone whose health really is, a very, very top priority, if not one of my top three priorities within my life. Because as I've said, and I know for some women that can be a little bit triggering, right? But I know for me, again, for me to show up as the mother that I want to be, it involves me prioritizing me. And I didn't have the discipline when it came to exercise that I have today. I didn't have the discipline that I have around my diet and nutrition that I have today. I was actually somebody who always said, like, I don't go to the gym, and I very much manage my weight through my diet. I at the time suffered from a lot of things like oh God, what's the terminology? Now mind has went blank. When my iron was low, I was anemic. I actually really struggled with hair loss as well after having children. So, like, I definitely wasn't thriving in my health, and I used things like coffee and sugar to get me through the day. So the difference was like, and this is the difference when it comes to you looking at people who you believe have this like discipline that they're born with. It's just because their subconscious has been wired differently through education and habit formation. So they've created daily patterns and rituals that then produce the results that they live by. And the good news is, if you're someone that's tried to create change in your life before and you feel like you're broken because you failed. It's not because you're broken. It's just because right now your subconscious is wired to the system, the blueprint, and the patterns that you've lived up to up until this point. So I am living proof, as are thousands of people who've done this program, and you're going to hear from two incredible women tonight who've done the program and both experienced the program and transformed their health and their life as a result. So anyone can do the same. So regardless of your current blueprint, your patterns, your habits, whatever level of discipline you deem you have around health, nutrition, and exercise, you can shift and change your identity. And what's great about this program, it is a lifestyle program that enables you to do that. So we're going to explain to you how the Thrive program can support you to really like shift your subconscious, your habits, and your blueprint currently around health. So as I've said, if you try to create change and up until this point you feel like you're constantly on that diet for the holiday, to get into the bikini, this is about creating change for long-lasting results, and this truly is where the Thrive program comes in. It's not another quick fix. It's not a short-term plan. It's not a calorie deficit program either. It's a holistic solution designed to help you feel your absolute best for the long term. And this is why thousands of people have gone through the Thrive program and experienced not just life-changing results short term and for a few weeks, but long-lasting change for good. So I want to ask you tonight, like, how are you feeling currently just now in your health? And let me know in the chat if you feel comfortable. Maybe you don't, but have you ever felt any of these symptoms? Low energy, bloating, drained, struggling to handle life's challenges and changes, caught in negative habit loops and cycles, and just feeling like you're living in an older body and really feeling like, oh, you just don't have that sort of zest for life. And if this is you, then the Thrive program is perfect for you, because this plan is designed for you if you're experiencing, low energy, fatigue, low mood, dull skin, breakouts, loss of motivation, or feeling like you've lost your mojo, digestive discomfort, or gut issues, bloating, that difficulty to lose weight, unhealthy habits that you can't seem to break, and you just have this deeper desire to feel your best and take control of your long-term health and have the right support to do it. Because we all know, again, whether we're looking to excel in our career, in our businesses, in our relationships, in a fitness program or whatever it might be, like we need to know how to fuel our body well. And this truly is what the Thrive program does. So just quickly now, I want to explain to you what makes the Thrive program different. So it's actually been co-created. So we have a few different programs that we've run for many, many years within Arbonne. And actually a few years ago, what a a group of Arbonne consultants. So all of these people that you can see in front of you are experts within their own unique fields, but they're also partnered with Arbonne. And what we decided to do a few years ago is, alongside our programs that we run within Arbonne, we decided to create the Thrive program. So these are the coaches who've co-created Thrive. We have Sarah Law, who's a naturopathic nutritionist. We have Lucy Superfox, who's a lifestyle and mindset coach. We have Erica Good, who's a GP and healthy habits mentor, Claire Westmoreland, who's also a GP and healthy habits mentor, and then we have Josh, who is a personal trainer and online coach. So they have been part of the talented people who've co-created this program and really brought years of wealth, knowledge, experience, and expertise to this program. And it's all hosted within an app, and this goes alongside, the main programs that we run within Arbonne. So it's Thrive, and then we have the different packages within Arbonne that are coupled with our products that go together to really create this lifestyle program to support people to thrive in their minds and bodies. So what is different about Thrive? As I'd mentioned, It's not a quick fix. It's not about counting calories, tracking points, or labeling foods as sins. It's a holistic wellness program that's been co-created by 5 experts in health, nutrition, and fitness. And it's built around the 4 key pillars of health. So, lifestyle, which is your sleep and your exercise, food and nutrition, your gut health, your mindset, and then over the course of 30 days and beyond, you'll be guided step by step through a wellness reset that's designed to do a few things: rebuild and strengthen healthy eating habits, support digestion and gut health, reduce inflammation and boost energy, improve overall well-being from the inside out. And within the program, we do a few things. We focus on eating clean, nutrient dense whole foods, whilst eliminating for that 30-day period common allergens and inflammatory triggering foods, because we want to support the body to really let go of anything that isn't serving it and allow your body to have a reset so that it feels lighter, clearer, and more energized. And it enables you to understand how your body's designed to feel and also understand certain food groups that might be negatively impacting your body. So, as I've mentioned, it is not a quick fix. It's a blueprint for long-term wellness and really teaching you how to thrive in your body inside out. So the few common allergens that we do eliminate, which I'm going to mention just now, is alcohol, and this is just for a 30-day period minimum, refined sugar, processed foods, gluten, and dairy. Now, the reason for this is these foods can have very subtle yet significant impacts on our body, often in ways we're not even aware of. So, by removing them, what we do is many people start to experience transformative results from things like reduced bloating and inflammation within their body, to an improvement in their energy, their mood, their focus. You know, that brain fog that sometimes we feel like we're just living with, that starts to lift. And in some cases, for many people, it starts to reveal maybe previously hidden food sensitivities. So, for example, in my experience with clients, I've had clients who have, came to the program with things like eczema all over their body and skin issues such as acne. And what they didn't realize is their diet and lifestyle was a huge factor towards this. So by doing the program, reducing the inflammation in their body and also reducing the stress in their body through their diet and lifestyle, they've started to see these symptoms reverse. So at the end of the program, what we actually do is we guide you through a gentle reintegration phase, and this helps you to reintroduce the foods one at a time so you can start to clearly identify how each one affects your body and then really make those empowered choices moving forward. It really is an educational process, and it enables you to understand, as I've mentioned, like the foods that actually fuel your body, and those that when you live that lifestyle, which I describe, it's not about not having alcohol pizza ever again. It's about 80% of the time beyond the plan, focusing on the things, whole foods, nutrient dense, fueling your body well. And then 20% of the time allowing room for balance. And what I aim to do is I do the full Thriving 30 program as a reset a few times throughout the year. So maybe seasonally. So I know for me, I'm actually starting the program on Monday because it's been a summer of just enjoying. And if I'm completely honest, the balance is slightly tipped the other way. So I know for me, it's about doing that reset again to get me back on track. So what I'm going to do just now is I'm going to pass to a really incredible woman who has experienced She's experienced transformative results with this plan. So this lady is called Steph Mackay, and she's quite new in terms of she's recently done Arbonne's Thriving 30 program. So without further ado, I'm going to pass to Steph and I'm going to let you guys hear firsthand from her why she decided to do the program, her experience, how things have changed, and then even just share stuff like any hesitations you maybe had prior to doing it, and how has this impacted your health, your life, and everything else. So I will pass over to you. Oh, let me just see if I can unmute you, Stephanie. Ask to unmute. Think you're on your phone, Steph, so see if you can click the unmute button. It won't allow me to do it for you. It should be down at the bottom of your screen.
That's it now.
Perfect, that's you.
Excellent. Hi everyone. My name is Steph, and I recently did the Thrive in 30 programme. So in March this year, I didn't even know who Arbonne was, but I was not in a good place. I had tried lots of different diets, restricting certain food groups. I would fluctuate within half a stone to a stone, losing a bit of weight, gaining weight. I was in the menopause. I'm 54 years of age. I work in ICU, so a very stressful job. I have 2 adopted children who are now teenagers, and that gives me quite a bit of stress just now as well. And I was really lost, and I tried lots of different things, and nothing seemed to be working. I had gained over 2 stone in weight, terrible brain fog, very anxious, really crabbit, just not very much tolerance. And I went to a wellness event in March, and I bumped into someone called Leslie Collins, who is now my mentor in Arbonne. And the thing that struck me was that she was so glowing and she'd so much energy. And my first words to her were, I don't know what you're doing, but can I have some, please? Because I want to feel and look like that, because I had totally lost my identity, didn't know who I was. I couldn't even function properly. And I thought something needs to change. And Leslie gave a speech and talk about Arbonne and the Thrive in 30 programme. And when I was sitting there, she mentioned the cost. And we talk about this all the time. I'm tight and I don't like to spend money, but I'll spend money on everybody else, and I'll encourage everybody else to spend money. And Leslie had mentioned the products, and I thought, well, it seems a lot of money for me to spend on me. And then I went home and we kept in touch, and I had to think about it. And then I remembered that with my 2 teenage children, they're in essential gear. They're in New Balance trainers, all which cost hundreds of pounds, and I don't bat an eyelid, but I'm not putting myself first, and I won't consider spending a couple of £100 to see if this would work for me. And I think as women particularly, we're really bad at putting ourselves first, but actually, if we don't put ourselves first, how can actually we look after everybody else? Because that's at the core of who I am. I'm a nurse. I'm always looking after people. Because I'm the nurse in my family and my friends, I'm the go-to when things aren't going well from a health point of view. I constantly put everybody first. And I think that was partly why I'd got to the stage that I had, because I totally forgot that I was important. So on the 5th of May, I started the Thrive in 30 programme. And I can't tell you, I can't stop talking about it because the transformation has been so amazing. Not just because I had lost a stone of the 2 stone weight gain that I'd had, that was great. And I felt better from that aspect. I'd lost inches off my chest and my waist and my hips, and I was going to the gym and I was drinking my 2 litres of water a day, and I was gaining these micro habits that make all the difference. They all add up. And these were all great, but the overwhelming thing for me was I gained confidence. My brain clarity was off the charts. I used to sit in the car and I'd have the radio on and I'd be going, what's that song? Who sang that? I can't remember. And now you could take me to a pub quiz, we'd win, because I'm that sharp. I remember so much. And it just was it just felt like it wasn't even just getting me back. I was getting a better version of me. I was getting a more improved version. And I think what sums it up for me, and I'll try not to get tearful because it's probably the nicest thing my husband's ever said to me. He said, Steph, the light is back in your eyes because when you smile, your eyes are bright. And my eyes weren't bright and they hadn't been bright for some time. And for him to notice that, because when you're around people all the time, it's hard to notice. And he was so pleased about my transformation that he's now doing. the Thrive in 30 programme just now. And I just would encourage everybody to do it. It's just one of those things like, what have you got to lose? You just jump in. You don't have to be a cook. You don't have to be a chef. You know, there's nutritionists there, there's guidelines, there's recipes. They're not complicated. It's not Ottolenghi kind of recipes. It's just very straightforward. And the thing that I love the most about it, it's a community. And when you're on the WhatsApp group, everybody roots for each other. Nobody's trying to tear each other down. They're all rooting for you. They want you to do well. They're giving you top tips, take home messages. It is absolutely fantastic. And it's been such a transformation for me that I've now, within a short period of time, lost 20 pounds in weight. I'm present, I'm confident. I've joined as an Arbonne consultant, and I just love life. And I'm 54 and I am showing up and showing everybody that age is not a barrier. And I honestly, I could talk about it all night. I just love it. I think it's just so impactful. It's not complicated, and it's a lifestyle change, and it's about deepening the grooves of your good habits.
Love that, Steph. Thank you so, so much. And it's just stories like this, like for me, that just light me up, because really, like, seeing the zest that you have for life and that passion you really share from the heart. So thank you for sharing your story. And I know there's so many women that like need to hear that, because I think sometimes we can get to certain stages and ages of our life and we just think, well, this is it. So you're proof that we can change, and whatever season of life we're in, we can actually become the best version of ourselves. So thank you so, so much.
Well,
So I'm gonna go quickly back to the presentation because I want you to see Leslie's before and after before we move into her story. So Leslie is another incredible woman and also a busy, busy mum, and I believe she is, I think, a scientist in her day job. And she's going to share her journey with Thrive and really how this has been years now for Leslie, where she's been able to really embody the program and create long-lasting change and transformation in her health. So I am going to pass to Leslie and she's going to share her story and experience of doing the Thrive program.
Hello, thank you for having me. So yeah, I'm Leslie, and like Rachel said, for me this has been something that's been ongoing for a while. So I've been a consultant for quite a long time, and I'd done the Thrive program numerous times, but 2 years ago I was in a position where this might ring some bells for some people on this call, but I was tired all the time. I was cranky. I was so unfit, and I'd lost all my motivation to do anything about it, really. I'd got into a really bad habit of at night sitting on the sofa with a sharing bag of crisps, nobody to share them with, just eating them myself, washing them down with a glass of wine, thinking, oh, it's fine, I'll do something about this later. And then one day, I think I looked in the mirror and I thought, oh my goodness, what has happened here? I think without realizing, over quite a few years, probably, I had slowly been putting on weight and not really noticing until I suddenly noticed and thought, geez, I need to do something about this. And like, I just was not in a good place. And after that, like, epiphany, I think it was a Sunday, pretty much 2 years ago now, and I thought, right, I'm going to do the Thrive program. I'm going to start tomorrow. I'm going to download the Couch to 5K app and start running, just like that. And I did it because I thought, I'm not going to overthink it. I knew what it involved. I had done it before, and I knew that it was what I needed to do to get me back into the healthy habits that I'd kind of lost my way from. So I did that. I ran the first run I did. I had to run for 60 seconds. Thought I was going to die. I didn't, amazingly. And I kept it up. And within like the first couple of weeks, like, I could feel the difference it was making, that those eating healthier, fueling my body with things that were serving me and fueling me properly was giving me the energy that I needed to do the exercise. And I very quickly got on that cycle of eating healthy, feeling better, exercising, feeling even better, wanting to keep doing it. I was like, oh, this is amazing. Yay. I've got all the energy now. And over, I'd say about 18 months, like it wasn't a quick fix, like Rachel said. This was something that I have consistently been doing. And I went from like not being able to run the length of myself to like last September I did a 10K and was very pleased with myself and signed up for another one this year, which is now in a few weeks' time. And it's been I've not been in my running, doing my running as consistently as I should have been, but I'm back on it now. But I lost like pretty much 2 stone in that 18-month period. And it wasn't difficult because I was just following that system. And I think that 2 years ago starting coincided with around the same time that the Thrive app got launched. And I found that was so helpful. It kind of filled the gaps that were probably missing from the educational side of things. Like my family will tell you that I have a lovely friend called the Hangry Monster. It's nobody else's friend. Nobody likes a hangry monster, but that showed up quite a lot in me. But I realized that was probably because I wasn't like sorting out my blood sugar levels, and I was up and down and up and down. But now I've learned what I need to do to keep that consistent, and the hangry monster doesn't really show up anymore, much to everybody's delight. But I think the biggest thing for me, a bit like the girls have said already, like it's just having that energy to do things. I'm in my mid-40s now. I've got 2 pretty youngish kids. I keep saying young kids, but they're getting older now. I've still got 2 young kids that require a lot of looking after, and I am busy, so I need to keep my energy levels up, and I want to be the mum who's like able to do that. And I look at my mum sometimes now, and my mum's almost 70, but she's like, she just has never really done exercise in her life, and it's now shown up. And I don't want to be that person who can't walk the kids to school or whatever because I can't walk up a hill without getting out of breath. So for me, it's about making sure I'm doing stuff now that'll help me in the future. When I did start this process, if you would call it that, 2 years ago, I was reading this book here, which is called Outlive, the Science of Art and Longevity, and it talks about how people can live longer now because of like the drugs that are available to help, but it doesn't necessarily mean you're living a better life, because drugs will keep you alive, but if you're really unhealthy and unfit, you're not going to have that quality of life. And that's what this is all about creating that quality of life for now and the future. So that's what it's all about for me now. And I'm a bit like Rachel. I think the summer holidays have fell off the healthy habits quite a bit, I would say, the last few weeks, but I'm looking forward to getting back on it properly and getting back into it and feeling good again. If my house could cool down a bit, that would also help, because I can't sleep because it's so blooming hot in here. But yeah, just I would recommend it if you're in that kind of cycle where you're just feeling tired and can't get out of it. This is the best way to just reset everything and get yourself on a healthier path and a better cycle of healthy habits. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you so much, Leslie. And yeah, I completely agree. And I do think, like, as women as well, like, this is where I used to think women who went to the gym and lifted weights was all about like gaining the big muscles, when actually, and I'm just going to give you an overview of the app, but quickly I'll just also share I pulled out a couple of my before and after. So for me, it wasn't so much about weight loss, because I was what you would describe as slim, but my visceral fat, which is actually your internal fat, because I had that check, was actually extremely high. So the doctors would class me as skinny fat because I was slim and I could wear clothes and looked very slim on the outside, but I had a high amount of visceral fat, which is the worst fat that you want because it's fat all around your internal organs. And this is me after the programs. This was actually 2020, and I have more muscle, lean muscle now on my body, which as a mum, I can carry both my kids and I can carry the shopping. So for me, it's changed everything. It's not just a physical transformation I've had. Like the woman on the left here, if you just look at my eyes and my skin, like it's dull, it's lackluster. And the woman on the right here, like, can go to the gym and train, but also can run around with her kids and do all the things. So for me, yes, there's been a physical transformation over the years, but so, so much more. And it really was the thing that gave me the catalyst to get into the gym because I had the energy and I also had the confidence. And I've now developed this self-discipline that I just didn't have before, like it didn't exist. So here's a quick overview of the app just to actually see what you get with this program. So this is the app here. It's hosted with an app you can download to your phone. You have all the education to follow the plan, including things like how to balance your blood sugar, how to track your food, a whole section on gut health and why gut health is important and how that affects all the other functions within the body. We have a whole section on how to lighten your toxic load, and alongside the supplements that Arbonne provide you with for the plan, you're going to support your body to actually let go of anything that isn't serving it and enable the body to actually do what it does best and actually detox, because we're exposed to so many toxins within our diet and also within our lifestyle now. We have a whole section on mindset and nervous system. There are things in there like there's a whole mindset module, because again, when it comes to creating change, it's not just about the habits that you make, but it's about the inner work alongside it. We have breath work, we have energy healing, we have a whole workout section. And then we have a whole section for the recipes and the nutritional help. And then last but not least, I mean, there's so much in here. We have a whole women's health resources. So things like hormones in the menopause, how to really support your hormones, perimenopause support, seed cycling, you name it, it's all in there. So it really is incredible. And I'm going to jump back to my slides just now because I'm going to explain now, like, what's included in the plan and how do you actually do the program. And honestly, like, this program is packed with thousands of pounds worth of knowledge and education. And for the cost of the products that will go alongside you doing the program, you get access to this, which is incredible value for money. And as I said, you're getting the advice from 5 incredible experts. So as I said, I've mentioned everything that you get within the plan. Now I'm going to explain the different ways that you can get started on the plan with the packs that are included. So we have a few different packs. We have an option, which is our kind of gold option as we would describe it. And this is the option that I would say if you're ready to do a full reset. Now, this is the one that Steph and Leslie mentioned that they both did. And this is the full Thrive in 30 reset. And what this basically contains is a few products that go alongside the plan. Now, the reason for that is the products support you to make some simple swaps. So you start your day with a really nutrient-dense, high-protein meal. And what you get with this pack is you get 2 bags of Arbonne's plant-based protein powder that you'll use this on the plan to get your additional protein, but also it's packed with 20 essential vitamins and minerals. So things like folic acid, iron, calcium, like all the vitamins and minerals that you need are within that. So you're starting your day and you're flooding your body first thing with a really high quality nutrient dense meal. And we've got lots of recipes that you can use with the protein, like smoothies, protein oats, you name it. We then have our green synergy elixir. Now this is one of our core gut health supplements, and it's a 3-in-1 supplement that contains a blend of super greens. So there's 13 fruit and vegetable phytonutrients within there, all superfoods. You have your gut health pre and probiotic digestive enzymes to support the optimization and improvement of your gut microbiome. And then we have your vegan collagen builder that's going to support healthy skin, hair and nails. But as well as that, collagen is really important for women when it comes to, muscles and just supporting your body to actually recover if you are exercising. We then have our Energy Fizz Sticks, which is your natural caffeine supplement that is packed with B vitamins. So this is to swap things out like your fizzy juices, your coffee, your Red Bulls, your Monsters, they go, and you replace these with a natural energy supplement that's made from green tea, guarana, and B vitamins. And then we have your Clean Tox tea, which is an incredible tea that you use daily to help support your liver and your kidneys. Now, this pack here works out at £8 a day. So what do you currently spend £8 a day on? You know, when we go to Costa Coffee or, you know, that meal deal that we buy from Marks and Spencer's, we're spending that or more on these things. So for £8 a day, you're going to get all of these products. You're going to get full access to the program for lifetime, and you can continue to use that app whenever you want to do another reset. But honestly, beyond that, the education is worth its weight in gold. Now, the other option, you can customize an option that is 4 products or more and get access. But another option that you could do, which works out about £6 per day, is our healthy habits bundle or our daily essentials bundle. And this just gives you the sort of 3 core daily essential products. However, I would say, like, if you are ready to do the full reset, you know, the gold package is the best value for money. But what I will say is speak to the Arbonne independent consultant who invited you on this call. Let them know, like, what are your goals? Like, if there was one thing that you could change about how you feel in your mind, because remember, it's not just the physical changes. We've had clients who did this who prior to, now we do not make medical claims, but we have had clients who've said they went to the doctors and the doctors wanted to prescribe them antidepressants because they thought that they were depressed. They chose not to go down that route. They did this plan and they realised they weren't depressed. Their body was just significantly lacking nutrients. So it's not just about how you're feeling in your body. Like, if there was one thing you could change about how you feel in your mind and your body, your skin, what would that be? And go back to the person who invited you to watch this and let them know your goals so that they can actually support you to decide which is best for you. And the thing I always say is, we'll help you get this done in a way that works for your budget and your lifestyle and really addresses your needs. So be open, be honest, you know, with the person who shared this with you. You know, this really is a program that's been designed by experts to support you to thrive in your body. And, you know, we look forward to, if you decide to join us, the next support group starts on the 1st of October, 1st of September. You can start before or after, but still join this group so you can make it flexible around whatever you have going on. And I always say, even if you have an event throughout those dates, progress is far better than perfection. It's not about being perfect, it's about conscious awareness of what you're putting in your body and really understanding how good your body's designed to feel. So it has been one of the best things that I have ever done for my health. Truly, it transformed who I am as a person. And if you decide to do it, we look forward to supporting you on this journey. Go back to the person who invited you to watch this. There's some great offers. So if you do watch this in the month of August, which is the month this was recorded, we actually have some incredible offers where you can set up your preferred client account, which is our customer account, which gives you 20 to 40% off the products for a year for free this month. So thank you so much, Steph. Thank you so much, Leslie. And thanks to everybody who has joined. And we look forward to welcoming you on the programme if you decide to do it.